Yes,
Uh,
I
there
think we're
was
live.
a list of some of the bills that came around yesterday. I think I had questions about one
Okay,
from the last meeting, so I did not sign on to it. I didn't see any revisions, or it was only a list to sign on to say I was good with it. But
okay,
I needed to see and I missed you. I just had some technical. I didn't have the link
okay.
for it.
I think we're live. I'll put you on there. I'll put you on the agenda so we can just talk about that in a minute. Are we live, Ari?
Yes, you're live.
Good morning, everyone. This is Delegate Deborah Davis, Chair of the Charles County Delegation. It's January the 24th. This is Charles County Delegation Bill. Each of you have Charles County Delegation meeting. Um, there are a couple things we need to talk about. And Aria, you want to give us a quick district night update?
Yes, of course. So for district night, I have completed the flyer. The flyer will be going out as soon as this meeting is over. The other update is in regards to the transportation, the school bus transportation. I believe Delegate Davis has an update on that. And we are all set with the food wise, the location wise, the time frame. All of that has been secured. Natoya will be sending out the list of invitees to us. I believe that should already be in everyone's email so that we know who is receiving invites. And that's everything on my end for district night.
Thank you. And there's an RSVP factor in that? No?
Yes, she
Okay.
has that capability through the way that she's sending out the invites.
Okay. And we get to send out invites too?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure. And how many have been set aside for delegate for the District 27? They asked for some 27A. You guys asked for what? There was something you asked for.
Just enough for us and staff.
Oh, I think we can manage that.
Yeah, yeah. I just didn't want to be left out.
Very good. Very good. Thank you so much. So I got an email this morning about a lobby firm wanting to handle the buses. Now, Senator Ellis was really strong about that we couldn't be involved in that. But if the county does it, you think we're safe? I should ask her. I should ask legal. Anybody want to weigh in on that?
Say that again. You said
A
about a
lobbyist
lead firm wanted to represent the buses,
wanted to,
the contractors.
nope. A lobby firm, I'm not going to mention the name, wants to arrange to pay for the buses. No
Oh, you're
direct,
talking about coming up. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, yes, for the buses to come up to
Yeah,
Annapolis.
well, I'm gonna stay out of that.
I would
I
send
know.
it to Dia.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay out of that because you're talking about your district night, and I would like to have a second to talk about ours when you get to that, when you
Okay.
conclude yours.
I,
Madam Chair, I would send it to
yes,
Dia, and she has no problem with giving a response or an opinion.
say that one more time.
I would
So,
send it to Dia, the attorney for us who
Via
does
daily.
ethics. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
but the bottom line is, if the commissioners do it, are we still bad? Or is there still a conflict? That would be the question. Right?
What
Okay.
if the commissioners are paying for a bus to bring up here?
No,
But as
if the lobbyist works with the commissioners. No? Am I looking for straws?
I would give her the full
Okay,
details, and because then we're covered.
right.
We say, this is what's being proposed.
Okay,
Can you make a opinion about ethically, are we in compliance
okay. Sounds good.
or out of compliance?
Thank you. We just got that this morning, so I wanted to make sure that
Okay.
that you guys, that I bring it up. Before we get into the LBIs, there was one proposal. I think Senator Jackson wanted to say something about it. There was one proposal that we didn't complete the vote on last meeting. That was the special police officers. Is that the one you want to speak about, Senator Jackson?
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that I did not sign off on that. I was, I think the way we left it, you guys, I think we were looking at some additional information. I am still not comfortable with that piece.
That's
So I just wanted to mention that.
I didn't know they'd gone around, Ariel. They've gone around to everyone to sign?
No, they have not. It's on the agenda for further review for today.
Okay. Well, I did receive something in my office yesterday, so we'll talk offline about that matter. I think I know how I got that. But
You know, Ariel filed them as cross files, and that's probably what you got. We're
okay,
only
that's
gonna drop
cool.
one. We're only dropping one.
Okay, I got you.
And believe me, I am going to be the gatekeeper on that. If we haven't voted on it, you shouldn't be required or asked to sign on it, okay? And I'm keeping track. But that is something we want to talk about now, right?
Yes.
I've gotten the LR back. I've sent it to Danielle to take a look at, but we need to talk about our concerns so we can get it amended. Your discussion,
I'll defer to Delegate Harris, and then I'll,
Delegate Harris.
Sorry about that. Appreciate that, Madam Chair. I'm gonna go pretty quick because we're about to vote again. So on this particular bill, I know we're gonna have discussions here now, and I don't think it's not a hearing yet, and we got some time. I request that we hold it again for 1 week. And the only reason for that is there's more discussions, and I talked to the chair of ECMCT. He wants to provide input as well, but he won't be able to get on this meeting at this particular time to provide that. So if we can hold it 1 more week, I greatly appreciate that. But we still, if you can move on discussions, if you like.
Well, I don't have any problems with that, especially since I've already dropped it and so we have a placeholder. Any more discussion on it? I recall that during the hearing that there was some pushback. But I believe the commissioners and Senator Ellis are in favor of, just giving them the opportunity to do it. It's enabling legislation. But if you want to hold off on the conversation, if there's no objection in holding it over, we can do that. Delegate Pastor, you want to weigh in?
No, I didn't have a problem with it. So,
Okay. So we will hold it up. But the issue is we're holding it for 2 weeks. We don't meet every week.
Roger, that's why I meant
That might be a problem. 2 weeks. We'll be well into February, you guys.
Yeah, I think we got some time for the drop date to actually hand it in to the clerk's office. So we're good in that umbrella because I think it's that Friday when we meet that it needs to be handed in.
Okay. Is there anything I can tell, excuse me, legal counsel in Charles County about it? Like what you don't want, what you don't like, that's something that she can make an edit on or consider? You just don't like the whole thing?
Well, yeah, pretty much. Because I think it's a slippery slope. I think it's more of providing us more details of what is being asked for these the security. Like what will they do? What won't they do? Like what is the criteria? Are they like what's being asked for the responsibilities for these officers?
Okay. So let me give you just a little background. These are usually retired officers that come to the county to work as security. Is that true, Edith? I think that they're retired. They're not they're not.
Yes, John and other.
Yeah, they're not law enforcement. They're working quote unquote private security for the county. So they're not officers. They're not state officers or county officers. They're private officers. And as I've said, I don't know whether we want to open it up for discussion, but if they feel they need it, I mean, I don't want us to become commissioners. If they feel they need it, what is the policy problem with it though? The slippery slope, the policy.
Well, it's just from my standpoint, and I'll need to see a little more. I mean, when you talk about the designation of special police officer versus private security, I brought up private security last week or the last time we met. I said they could essentially go out and hire executive protection folks on their own. People do that all the time. But when you talk about special police officer, there's a designation in the public safety article that could get, can kind of go down road
So
that
that's
we
the
really
problem.
need to go to. Yes, that
That-
is a problem.
that's
That's
the
a
problem.
concern for me. And so council can call us but we're a small delegation and, you know, you're our leader. If you can pull us together, whatever you need to.
Okay.
To do it. I just need further information because I know exactly the challenges with dealing with, security agencies, whether they're special police or whether they're security. So,
And I
but
wonder-
we can have further conversations about
Okay.
that,
All right.
as we move forward. So,
Thank you so much. I think
Yes-
we
yes,
can
ma'am.
resolve the special police officer designation, and I understand now what you're talking about. Okay. So we received 12, I'm going to legislative bond initiative, guys, which is the last thing on our list, on our agenda. So we received 12 LBI requests totaling over $4 million. Last year and in the years in the past, what we've done is asked you to review them and to let us know your top 4. And we'll take the top 4 and we'll split them up between the Senate and the House. What do you think about that?
Madam Chair, I really would like to look at an initiative that will bring closure to some of these projects that have been on the list for years. That would be very helpful. And as I mentioned before, we had a commitment from the Riverboat for some community trust awards. And I think for some of the smaller groups to also encourage the county, maybe jointly, that we contact the Riverboat because they have not honored their obligation. Their
I-
obligation was for 5 years, $50,000 for community grants, and they have not done that.
I promise you that would be on the agenda. That is my mistake. So we
So
can,
that's right. I didn't forget.
yeah, we could talk about that if there's no objection. You guys, I see Senator Jackson's hand regarding legislative bond initiatives.
yes, ma'am, but both. On the bond initiatives, Delegate Harris and I, you know, because of the footprint of our district, you know, we have a challenge each year to try to find recipients for LBIs, and we do appreciate that we do have the Elks Lodge on Washington Road. That's in 27A. So as we're prioritizing, we'd like to see that one. That's just a little nod for you guys, a little nudge. As far as what Senator Delegate Patterson just mentioned, I think we need to send a letter. My take is we send a strong letter to the Riverboat folks, but also CC the committees that handle the gaming to remind folks that there's a commitment that they never made. And we are ready to receive that information to go to work on it. So
Is there a
because
second?
they made a commitment. So
Is there a second?
thank you.
Second.
Any objection? Any objection to Delegate Patterson writing that letter and submitting it to each of us and for approval? Any objection? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Delegate Patterson. We'll get that done and we'll get it out to everyone. Because you're right, it's been a long time. So you reminded me of something, Senator Jackson, that this is a delegation LBIs, not just, it's a Charles County LBIs, not just a 27A or just a 28, right? So we're all together.
I got you, but we just don't have many facilities in our district. It's just the way the footprint is, but we're just saying that we're happy to see that.
Well, the Elks Lodge asked for $75,000. Okay. I want to say this, Kevin, Delegate Harris has mentioned that, you want to tell us what you mentioned? It's probably better to have less requests and to be more specific for requests. Is that
I
right?
agree. I'm Capitol on the other side of your house. So
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
I agree with that. And
Okay.
I was kind of putting in a bid for that facility.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay, so we heard Edith, Delegate Patterson and myself and someone from Senator Ellis's office were there. You know, we held a training session earlier in the year, but we still got requests for buying land or buying buildings. And, and we had to tell them there that we don't do that. We told them that there were tough budget times. We told them there'd probably be more consideration for more reasonable requests. We did all of that. And we told them that we gave preference to programs that were already up and running, right? That makes sense. And even though we conducted the training session, we still got that stuff. And I already said the rest. Those are all I have in my notes about what we're going to do.
I was there at that session with you. It was me,
You were
you,
there?
and
I
Delegate
apologize.
Patterson. Yes, ma'am. I was there.
I apologize.
No. You're good. You're good because
Senator Jackson was there too. So that's what we're gonna do. Need to set a deadline. Can we do this? We've been messing with this. By next Friday, everyone would send their top 4. I will announce the top 4, and then we will send some to the Senate and some to the House. And one last thing, and that is, oh, I lost it that quick. Oh,
Delegate
we have some-
Patterson and Delegate Harris has their hand raised.
oh, I'm sorry. Who's first? Delegate Patterson.
Thank you very much. In looking at these requests were presented last year. It will be interesting to find out if the funding requests are the same. For example, I'm very partial to homelessness, and I know that Lifestyles has a request in. I know that the Bomb Tech, I thought, got some funds. If there's a query as to whether or not some of these agencies still need the same amount of funds, because I believe in bringing closure. I know Bomb Tech, we've helped every year, as well as Lifestyles, and Camp Merritt and the Alliance Melwood. These are recurring organizations. So is there a way that we can find out if their needs are still the same?
We can reach out. We
Thank
can
you.
reach out.
All right.
Delegate Harris.
Appreciate it, Madam Chair. So real quick, just piggyback on what Delegate Patterson said. I know for the Bomb Tech, I know I could speak to that. Last year, the goal was to give them the full amount to complete that project. We did not give them the complete amount because we were shifting funds elsewhere to get things done for the area. So this amount here will allow them to finish and totally, because the goal was finish, give them the funds last year and finish it, but this will finish the project totally for them. And so that's why I wanted to mention there. The other piece is for our vote. Are we sending around the sheets for us to vote before, or are we emailing that to you? Like how's that? Because the sheets are kind of like the sheet process.
I'll do a digital form through Google.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know how to do a digital form through Google. Oh, right before the thing I wanted to mention was right before we started talking, before we went online, we talked about the other requests from the county. And I think we're in agreement that we should move the courthouse to the top. And I want an official vote on it, because we're gonna then send it out to our finance guys, Senator Jackson, Senator Ellis, Delegate C.T. Wilson, and Delegate Harris, to see how much we can find, how much we can get to move that courthouse forward. Okay, Senator Jackson.
Look, I agree with that, and I'm voting yes on that. I thought we talked about that the last go around. Also, Madam Chair, if we could also, from a letter standpoint, it's great we have terrific young, energetic future leaders on our teams, because that could also go to the budget committees when the judiciary comes before us, so we can also find out the dollars. We may be able to find some dollars through the judiciary as well as we're doing the budgets. So.
That's awesome. It's really important to Charles County. Delegate Harris.
Sorry, it sounds like I'm got a lot going on today. So can we also, and don't ask to do this all the time, but can we also do up a Charles County delegation letter to ask the governor to add this into his supplemental that he still needs to do to come to us, to come to the budget committee, So we can write a letter asking in his supplemental budget that comes to us in probably in a few weeks, that we can have him add that as a project to the supplemental budget.
What do we need to do that? What do we need to explain to him? How do we need to?
No,
we
just
need
talk
an
about
amount?
now whatever the county has sent you about Charles County's needs for the court system. You sent that, so it's a dual letter. Judiciary, because they're going to push the governor because they love their budget, and then the delegation is pushing as well. Great job there, Delegate.
Yeah. I knew you money guys would put your money hats on. Thank you so much. Any objection to that? All right, we're going to do that. Ari, we're going to get a letter out to the governor. Any specific place, any specific department, just directly to the governor?
Correct. It's a letter straight to the governor. My chief of staff is on January. She can help your chief of staff with that. We did one a few weeks ago.
Great.
Perfect,
January.
thank you.
Thank you. That's the way to get it done. Did I see another hand? Delegate Patterson, was your hand up?
It was then it went down because do we have to have some final decision from the county in terms of what it is they're doing? Does that really matter?
Well,
Okay.
No,
as you know,
they've already sent it to us. They sent it to us.
yes,
So.
as you know, there were 5 large requests at the end of their requests, and we chose the courthouse.
And their requests are also running parallel as each county. They come to the delegation, but they also send it to the governor's office as well. So saturation works.
Okay.
It's surely needed. Thank you.
Yes. That's all I have, you guys.
Madam
By
Chair, if I
Friday,
might,
we'll know what the priorities are. Oh, there's one other thing. I have a new assistant that I want, a new intern, Camille. She's been around to each of your offices. Her name is Camille Dickerson. She's been around to each of your offices, but please say hi to Camille. Camille, you there? She's a graduating senior at the University of Maryland in criminology. Wonder why I hired her, right? Can you turn your camera on, Camille? I see you on your iPhone. Anyway, you guys will see her walking around. Her name is Camille Dickerson. Please give her grace.
Welcome, Camille.
welcome.
All right. What time is it?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
if I might, District 27 will be having its district night. Right now, we're scheduled for March 17th. We'll make sure we get the information out to everybody.
And we'll get invites for our staff.
Oh, absolutely. Hand carry.
We're not hand carrying invites. Is there,
It's all right. It's all right. We don't mind.
is there anything else for the good order, you guys? Hearing none, I'll hear a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I
Second.
heard a motion and a second.
Second.
Thank you, guys. We will see you 2 weeks from now, and if we need to meet before then, I'll let you know. I'm sorry, I found it. Is that Camille? She's finally. That's Camille Dickerson, you guys. All right.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much.